Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here looking at Airbnb. I did a video on August 6th. This is an update to it. So on August 6th, which was somewhere here, the stock was running into a zone. And my video, in the first 5 minutes of it, I basically said it should fade here, but that doesn't mean go out and short it. It means if I bought the dip, I should be lightening it up because it's going into a congestion, and and if I'm wrong, then I should chase it up because they could go to 165, 167. Those were almost my exact words. 165, 167. That's 165. So, and I specifically said it'll be like an inverse head and shoulders, and that would be the neckline zone that would they take out. And look what happened. They faded. Then they did exactly what I thought they would do if they took out the whatever congestion there was. So I am bullish the stock long term. That was also the summary from my statement before. I said this was a must hold because we don't know what's below it, and they held it. They bounced in force. They faded like we thought they would, and then now they're going to the moon. This is way too much. This is one day. Don't care what people. I mean, I'm long similar stocks, so I'm happy this happened, but this is ridiculous. Nevertheless, it played out almost exactly how I expected it would based on the charts. So now what? I wouldn't chase it up here. 165, 167 was my target zone, and the same comments that I did here on August 6th, I can copy paste here. It's going into an accident scene. If you look left, they fought for months to hold this level. These tails, that one day was scary, and then they refused it. Scary, refused it. And the tails, and then suddenly no more tails, and actual closes down here, and then they let go of the ghost. Is that the statement? I mean, they fell off a cliff. Accident scene, right at 170-ish. Going back into it, there'll be sellers. Everybody trapped. They would want to say, thank you, Lord, let me out. So there could be hiccups into this level. Now, it will follow the markets. So if the markets continue crazy high, then this might continue through everything, but it shouldn't. So the first level of serious resistance would be around 170, and the next level, 182, 183. If I haven't booked profits yet, I would book some. If you don't know how to do it, there are plenty of ways to do it. If I'm long shares, I can sell covered calls. If I'm long calls, I can sell covered calls. I can sell them into calendars or diagonals, depends which calls I'm long and what expiration dates. If I'm long whatever, however, I would just lighten up a little bit. So if I'm long 100 shares, maybe I'll book some of them to take some money off. Plenty of ways of lightening up, booking profits, trimming, trailing, whatever. Machines now, you can put a trailing stop. It's pretty fancy stuff now. But the concept is simple. I don't want to chase into a prior accident scene. Now, if you're getting upset off of this, you must have missed the fact that I told you exactly what was going to happen last time, and I was agnostic as to what would happen. I was more bullish than bearish, and I'm repeating exactly the same comments here. So how would I expect things to unfold? Personally, this is a daily chart. I'm not going to drill down any deeper. So if we assume that this was a neckline, oof, can't draw a straight line. The upside target could carry to 170. Is that what I said, right? I can't time it perfectly. So if I'm up big, I should lighten up. I mean, what if I miss on an extra 4, 5%, 10%, whatever it is? Wouldn't it be nasty if it just does this? Which it might. So if it does get to here and it finds resistance, they're going to fade and give back some. How much? Hopefully they'll hold the neckline that they came from. Test it for footing. That's how breakouts happen. And then come back up and tackle this beast again. Now you might be able to get above it. And if you can, just hold it and then do your thing. Rinse and repeat up here. And meanwhile, you don't want to lose the progress you're building. Higher lows are good. Lower highs are fine until you tackle one level at a time. But you don't want to lose progress. So what would be awful? If the bulls fade for whatever reason through fault of their own or not, and then they go below the breakout, that's, Really? Why? And then you lose another support line. Then all bets are off. Now we're back to this zone. And then buy the dip and repeat the process again. So basically, you don't want to chase, right? They call it FOMO for a reason. It's good in the wild to keep you alive. Like if you see a herd of people coming out of the forest, you're not going to run into the forest. You're going to turn around and book it. That's the FOMO. It keeps you alive in the wild. It just hurts you in the stock market. So anyway, good job, whoever's long Airbnb. It's an incredible move, but it's a whole bunch of Momo stock, meme stocks, Momo stocks. I'm putting quotes around, air quotes around frothy, not because I think it's a frothy company. It's just too young and it needs time to prove itself from fundamental basis, like a metrics on the P&L and such. But good company. So I don't have room in the chat room right now, but I'll put a link somewhere in a card on the upper right hand side of the video to get on the waiting list if you want when I have open. The reason is we got up to 300 or so, and it just got a little bit noisy, and controlling the noise and making sure that we have a good core dropped a little bit now to about 280, I think, or I haven't counted recently, but I know from the level of noise in the room that we may be able to accommodate some new people. So get on the waiting list.